Okay, put that there. Okay. Click on this. Copy, copy. Copy, copy. Go here, go here. And head over here. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Wiggle Boy. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I think I have everything set up here. Now personally, I am not sure what all I'm going to be doing today, but I know I'm going to be doing stuff here. Well, I guess I will just get started off doodling something. Let's do a little Edward over here, I guess. Yeah, I just kinda decided I would do a stream. I didn't do one for the latest comic book page, but I did get that put up on the DeviantArt if people that want to see it haven't seen it yet. And now I'm just going to be drawing stuff. I guess. I'm not sure. It's kinda just the middle of the day, and I thought I would stream. But yeah, yesterday I was out looking for places to try to apply for work. And, didn't really find any. I found a candy chocolate making place, but they say you gotta be passionate about chocolate there. Very low on funds right now. But that won't stop me from drawing. Let's see. I'll head over to here. Well, we'll switch the music up a bit. There we go. So, anything happening with you guys today? I'm just eating a little something while I work here. Yeah, when I'm actually drawing, instead of just filling things in for the comic page, it is a smidge harder to concentrate on talking and drawing at the same time. So when I'm doing this, it's like literally creating stuff instead of where it's already drawn up and all I have to do is like this for the entire page. This is the Sega Tunes version of the ocean level of Vector Man that's playing. The most popular level in the game, or at least the most popular music in the game. There's not a remixer on YouTube in the old days that did not remix this track. Which is kind of a shame, because there's so many other great tracks in Vector Man. but this is a good one. The hedgehog's doing okay out there, Daniel? I know you were posting about them either yesterday or the day before. Yeah, a place I would always go for remixes of music would be, the Overclocked Remix website, or OC Remix. They always had pretty amazing video game remixes there from fans. You know, with those remixes, sometimes it'd blur the line as to what a remix was, because a lot of times they seem to be almost making their own songs with the tracks they were remixing tacked onto them, it felt like. This hand's a bit giant, but we can fix that in editing. So let us fix that. Okay, and then the scaling tool. There we go. Much better. It's still a bit gigantic. That be alright? Yeah, that's a bit... It's a bit small now, actually. Let's get it to that size? Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, this is just a little doodling session. Nothing too serious or concise, consistent, whatever. Just a nice old doodle time. Yeah, Edward always has the eyes connected by the glasses nose piece there. Then he always has a cleft chin, because that is what I have in real life. Although my name is not Edward, but that is what I have gone by since like 2001 or 2000 on the internet. Oh, this is a track I always liked in the game. It's the music that plays when you get to the vault level. It's like the third to last level of the game. Yeah, it doesn't have, in the game, it doesn't have this, little piece here in the music. It just has the... Well, it has this part. Of course, if the audience wants to listen to this track, they can just look it up on their own time to hear what the actual version sounds like. For the most part, this does sound like how it does in the game, just with a little extra added part. Yeah, I can probably look up whatever Sonic Boom music you are thinking of, Wiggle Boy. The place I was wondering about applying at had a really good chocolate, though. A bit expensive, but tastes nice. My cousin brought me some of their chocolate when she visited. Let's bend Edward's arm a bit. It does not make sense to have his leg. Actually, doesn't make sense to have the legs that long at all. So, perhaps what the issue is that we need to make the legs themselves shorter instead of trying to rectify the other limbs around them. Yeah, I think this leg's thickness is just fine. It's just that it needs to be brought over a bit. Yeah, like that. I think this is good. Yeah, this part of the track is not in the game. Yeah, we'll settle on that, Edward, there. Some... There we go. Okay. this should be a track from the game that Wiggle Boy was talking about. Yep, this looks like it. Very peaceful. Let's see here. Since we got Sonic stuff planned, how's about we doodle some Sonic stuff? Got a Dakota Egoman. With Eggman, you can get a bit cartoony with the expressions, because there are times in the series where they'll animate his eyebrow area going over his glasses, which makes no sense, but it allows you to do a lot of fun expressions with him. They didn't... Throughout, once they started giving Eggman his more modern look in Adventure, they didn't really draw him with, like, ears, I don't think, in the, like, material, but as it went on, they started doing the ears more. I think that shows up more around Unleashed and stuff. It was probably, I would assume, a bit distracting to try and give the Dreamcast model, like, ears all the time and stuff, with what all needed to be focused on the head itself. Yeah, Eggman always looked sorta like, those older guys in Miyazaki films that have the bushy beards. Like the dad of the pirates in Laputa, and the Boiler Room Man in Spirited Away. Dr. Eggman was originally considered as the hero of the series, but they ended up going with Sonic in the end. And then Eggman's design got used, well, that design was used to create Eggman as the villain. It is hard for me to believe that nowadays there are people that will still go on about which name is correct, Eggman or Robotnik. It's just ridiculous. They're both right. The only huge difference with Eggman in his modern design and classic design on the head is that the modern design always has these goggles on, whereas the classic one, he just has nothing on his head. He's always the best character either way, though. The villains usually have the most personality for a thing. Like, you watched it for the adventure and everything, but really at the end of the day, the villains are part of why you keep watching it, usually. Because, like, Eggman, the Joker, Green Goblin. Although I was gonna say that the heroes are rather boring by comparison, but Spider-Man is actually pretty fun with his constant taunting he does during fights and everything. Sadly, ever since Sonic Forces, Dr. Eggman has not been utilized well at all, in my opinion. He's kind of just the boring, grumpy bad guy now. Although you get some bits of him and Sage in Sonic Frontiers, but that's more on Sage's part than Eggman. And then in Sonic Boom, the cartoon, pretty much everyone is pretty fun. Except for Styx. I can't stand Styx. I wish she wasn't part of things. Very irksome to me. Yeah, it does have to grate on you after a while, Bowyer. Year after year, never being able to take over Earth because of some blue rodent that keeps getting in your way. Yeah, how I always saw it in the games was that it felt like in the games, the world of Sonic is like, it's a bunch of islands, and then you have like the main countries, like the United Federation and everything. And maybe the animal people live on islands more than on, like, mainland type stuff. Like, there are obviously those that do live more in society. But the main society itself, with, like, Apatos and Soliana and the United Federation, and all that, it felt like those were kind of, advanced and stuff, like, obviously based on real-world type environments, but it felt like they'd advanced due to Gerald Robotnik's research. Because, like, in Sonic Adventure 2, you see that, like, a lot of the machinery and stuff that is used there is utilizing chaos drives, which gameplay-wise, that's obviously for the Chow. But story-wise, chaos drives were created by Gerald Robotnik for the Immortality Research Project, like 50 years before the series begins. So it felt like society had just taken that and used it to sort of advance itself by the time the series starts. And that's kind of what it felt like the world of the games for Sonic was like to me. Because there's never any indication that there's anything other than just Earth in the games. And yes, despite it being 06, I will acknowledge Soliana's existence. We interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash. The voice acting in the dubs of the adventure games is always something to just smile at. Not nearly as horrible as 90s Capcom dubbing, but it's got its charm. And we'll give Eggman a little Chaos Emerald here. Probably show the top of it. I might try to make some chicken soup today. I have a whole chicken and I intended to boil it for a soup, so I may get to that. I had salmon and onion, asparagus, mushroom, and cilantro on rice last night. To cook salmon, you put oil in the skillet, put it on medium heat, put it in the pan for about 3 minutes, add some butter, flip it over, and keep cooking it on the other side, and occasionally spoon the butter on top of the salmon to get it nice and buttery all the way over. And there we have Agumon. I've actually animated Maria Robotnik before, Wiggle Boy. That was for my Project Shadow fan game. Yeah, in the Japanese version of Adventure 2, the voice acting is a lot more ominous feeling when it gets to, Gerald Robotnik remembering about Maria and stuff. Like, in the translated version, they do like the I lost my mind type of overacting sorta it's worrying, but the Japanese version, it is kind of unsettling, because once he gets to that state, there's like no emotion to Gerald's voice. He's just talking like a robot, pretty much. Just all humanity completely gone from him at that point. Actually, let me see here. I might have that Maria sprite on my computer. Oh, I guess it's switched over to another track. Okay, this is a bit loud. Yeah, since we're doing Maria, I'll play a track from a level you can play as Maria in. Lost Impact. It was always hilarious playing, like, the flashback levels in Shadow the Hedgehog, and you could get, like, Player 2 to control Maria, and, like, she's like a terminally ill girl, but her slapping a robot just makes it blow up. It's like, that is just ridiculously awesome. Now, let's see here. No, not that. Go over here. Go here. No, that's absolutely the reason that, he ended up acting like that, Daniel. They just don't really portray the emotionlessness of his performance in the dub version for Gerald. Now let's see if I can find this. Let's see here. What's that? Oh, here it is. Maria. Now, will this play on the stream? I'm not sure yet. Okay. Well, it's loading. But will it work? If it does, you guys will get to see the only thing that I ever, like, properly animated of my Project Shadow fan game idea. Hello? Are you going to play? Oh, there it is. Now let's see if the stream will actually play it or not. Search Explorer. Microsoft. It doesn't seem to be wanting to play it. Oh, that's the wrong one. GIMP. Microsoft. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to play that. Gun is kind of the bad guys in Adventure 2. At least their previous iteration, Daniel. the modern version of Gun and Adventure 2 has an element of bad to them, but they're more of after effects of what happened 50 years before the series started. Let's try and open this in something else. GIMP, no. Internet, I could. Would this work? I have opened it on Internet Explorer on my other computer. Maria! Are you gonna play for the audience? Oh, there it is. Let me see now. What the? What is this? What? No. Stop. Get off of my screen. Okay, there. I don't... Okay. Let me see here. Well, that's the screen, but it's not playing it on the stream. Oh well. I guess no one gets to see Maria. Hello, Handgun. How are you doing? We were doodling things over here. Then I got distracted trying to play a, What? What is this? Get off my screen. I don't... Okay, there. Yeah, I was trying to play an animation of Maria Robotnik that I made, but the whole thing is sort of gone up in flames, as it were. It's just an animation of them running, pretty much. Let me see if I can try one last thing. Paint, no. Paint 3D photos. Snip and sketch. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. Let's see here. Is this gonna do anything? I've tried to open it in GIMP now. It's not gonna play it as an animation. Well, there she is. That gives us all the frames to look at least. Yeah, so let's head in to take a look. Let's just get rid of all the frames so we got just one Maria on screen. I would have to go with, let's see, well, British Sonic is very, very dark. But I like me some American Sonic, so I'll go with American Sonic, Wiggle Boy. This here, even though you sadly cannot play it, is an animation that I made of Maria Robotnik for my Project Shadow fan game idea. You would get to play as, I think, like 7 different characters throughout the course of the game. And Maria would actually grow up throughout the game. So her sprite would get slightly taller between chapters at times. Now, this is the only character I got animated properly at all, and it's just the walk cycle. I animated some other animations for characters, but it's a project that I never had time to really work on. I had the gun commander popping up out of a gun beetle, and I think I animated something for Professor Pickle in that game. Yeah. That's Maria. Sadly, you can't see her in motion on this program, but that's all the frames of animation for her run cycle. Oh, good luck, Wiggle Boy. I was complete garbage at the touchscreen version of that game. Sonic 2 is the first game I ever played, though. Back on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, we'll just leave Maria there and flip back over to the other sheet. I do have some other things over here. Let's see. Well, there's Mario. Mario with white background. Animated. Animated. Let us see. Oh, I probably shouldn't even try to open that. That might crash the program with how many frames it is. Okay, we're done with that little exploratory journey. Now we're back into doodling over here. Actually, I have Sonic 2 on here, on this computer. Yeah. I may play something later, we'll see. Sometimes when I do the Edward character, kinda chibi-esque, I'll give him these, like, lifeless circle eyes that I sometimes give Doko in the comic when he has, like, a blank expression. But it'll still have, like, the glasses nose piece to it, connecting the eyes. Yeah, sadly for Sonic, the actual world of Sonic stopped really getting that much development. It felt like once Adventure 2 was over. There's some more with Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic Heroes kind of waned off of it. Well, there was a loud bang on the ceiling above me. Yeah, hopefully I'm not too loud for the people in the building. We'll just do a small chibi Edward here. A little Edward, if you will. Just do his sleeve, give him a hand, and give him a little sketchbook. There we go. And he's all set to draw. Edward has a pretty simple design to him. Dark blue, purple coat, dark blue, purple hair, green sleeves, green shirt. There we go. All set for an adventure. Uh-oh. Something is freezing up my program here. GIMP is not responding. GIMP disappeared from my screen. It seems that our program has crashed, and we have lost little Edward. Well, he will not be forgotten. Fare thee well, little Edward. You weren't here for long, but we may be able to redraw you. Yeah, this is what you always have to worry about with things like this, just random crashes happening out of nowhere. This is why you save, and save often. Okay, let's get back into this. Let's line this picture back up. There we go. And now we shall try to redraw little Edward. That's way too big of a paintbrush. Oh, that's quite a few different things to make your Sonic idea out of, Daniel. But as long as you have fun with it. Don't worry, little Edward. We are not gonna leave you to oblivion forever. Before I run out of money, I need to get to work on recording audio for some videos. Now, this is obviously not going to be the same as the little Edward we had before, but it'll be little Edward regardless. Well, have fun today, Wiggle Boy. Enjoy the rest of your evening / afternoon. Little Edward says bye as well. Also, do not try to get all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2. That is going to be a very unpleasant experience. I think I said Sonic. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I sometimes say Sonic Adventure 2 by accident when I say Sonic the Hedgehog 2. In that game, you don't have a choice of collecting the emeralds or not in Adventure 2. Yeah, the adventure games always portrayed it more like how I figured it was supposed to be story-wise, where they find the Chaos Emeralds in the story. It felt like they were only in special stages in the original games because it was a video game. The Chaos Emeralds always felt like if it were like a story that you were following, they'd be things that were found in, like, the adventures, not just in these special areas in some unknown reality. Thankfully, we know how to draw little Edward. As I said, his design is not all that hard. And let's give him his sketchbook again. There we go. Isn't he cute? Ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-bum. And let's give it some rings to show the binding of the sketchbook. There it is. We're almost done with him. Record time. Ba-da-ba-bum-bum. Well, the only time I ever worked with the Freedom Fighter stuff was in my Mobius Wars game idea. That is, it was just sort of supposed to be a trilogy of games that play more like the side-scroller Sonics, but it goes over the story, or a generalized version of the story for what the Archie SatAM stuff covered. It'd be different because it'd have an actual conclusion and obviously not have everything from Archie in it and stuff. But I had the idea that if you played one of the games and transferred your save data from it into the next game, it would give you a different path through the story and give you different endings based on what you did in the previous game. Very, very complex type of stuff, I'd say, but for a fan game. I guess for games in general, since they don't tend to do that much in that type of field. Okay, Lil Edward, let's save you. Don't want you disappearing again. Let's see, this will be a head. This will be an arm. Gotta redo the head now, reposition it. Because it's resting on the hand. That would mean the body would go like this. There we go. And we'll have it be a girl. Just get the skeleton worked out. see, and the boob would be hanging downwards. And I guess we'll make it sorry. That's how the hair was turning out. And I'll make it maximal sorry from my Transformers version I sometimes do things of. Yeah, by the time period that the maximal stuff happens in my Transformers stuff, Sorry would technically be like hundreds of years old. But since she's like a Transformer, and she's part human, part Transformer, so what I figured was if she did age, it would be like extremely slowly. And since the others are techno-organics by that time period, they are also in that same sort of situation. Oh, you are trying to give Amy more character than she typically has, Valier. Trying to figure out how to do Sari's hair here. The pigtails, I used to have a way to do the pigtails, but I have forgotten in the years that I've drawn how I did it in, like, the way that looks decent. And then her maximal, or I guess future self. I don't think she has a maximal insignia on her, but her future self has like the spark chamber between the boobs on her chest. Then there's like these bent lines along the sides of her boobs. And then the rest of her arms have like the orange-yellow armor on it. Actually, no, the hand and the arm are one piece. They don't separate at the wrist. And then her dress is pretty much just how the dress is in the other stuff. It was kind of odd to me that it took until Transformers Animated for them to do a proper human Transformer. Yeah, bricks take some time to do, handgun. And I am kind of tired of drawing bricks after having that wall of the building that the fighters stay in my comics in the background for like this entire last 2 comics. That's got bricks along the bottom of it. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, dun, dun. And then we'll have Bumblebee behind her. Sari is one of Shadow the Cartoonist's favorite characters. He had me draw her and Anne Boone Choi from Amphibia together for one of his Patreon pictures. And then this version, the Maximal Bumblebee, has like, he turns into a literal bumblebee, or a literal bee. We got the bee face as his chest. He's got gray along the stomach, and then a leg there. Yeah, there we go. Well, Handgun, are you doing anything today? Yeah, the Maximal Bumblebee is sort of face-wise a more rounded version of animated Bumblebee's face design. And we'll save that. Oh well, don't pick at it too much, Handgun. I have had a picture that I've completely ruined before, which I think I've shown you. The Mega Man Zero poster from years and years ago. Then we'll save this. I wish I could play all these GIFs that I have on here, or GIFs or whatever, for the stream, but apparently it does not play that stuff on the stream. Oh, well, it plays that one. Yeah, that was from the end of the Dragon Ball review. Not sure. Oh, it's the small version. There we go, that's bigger. Yeah, that's just stuff from the ending. Yeah, I got all sorts of GIFs on here. Oh wait, not that version. This version. Yeah, this was one that I did of Jaden when she was starting her streams last year. I think I did it in like 11 days or something. Yeah, just showing her and her birds. I was thinking about putting Tostada the cat in it also, but Ari and Tofu are the ones I ended up just going with. That was like, I think I put this up a day before she showed that she had a VTuber model. So this is like maybe the last thing that was ever done of her original cartoon self before that was revealed. There's obviously things that have been done since then of her cartoon self, but yeah, that's the last thing I know of that would have been done of it before the VTuber model was shown. I got so many animations on here. Yeah, here's my Mario. The retro rework, retro rework animation of Mario. My forever quest to remake everything that looks horrible. I always try to keep things looking like they're from the actual original material art-wise. Oh, there we go, that zooms it in. Yeah, I'm just looking through the GIFs I have here. Got a few Dragon Ball ones. Oh. I guess if people have not seen... Well, no. No, not that. Never mind, I was going to say something about Dragon Ball, but I don't really have the right one here, so it isn't relevant. No, if anyone wants to see, is this it? Here it is. This is what I use for the Bionicle video's introduction when my head is opening up in the intro and all the pipes and cords go into it and stuff. It's just that image, and I just do it one time and then all the wires like, connect into the metal brain inside and stuff. Had an idea that it was like an organic brain within the metal, but for all I know, it could just be like wires and stuff inside of the metallic brain there. That's the first... The Bionicle intro, I think, is the first real look you get at the more cybernetic nature of the Edward character. And then for this, it has some depth to, like, the throat area there, but that's just coloring it a different shade of skin than the head shade. Oh, there we go. Here's Gordon from Cat Scratch.